This is Kevin Menton with Outside the Games. We welcome you to our show. We are an organization that provides a human element of the student athlete, the person, and the player. We're nationwide, of course, with the male and female student athletes all over the nation. But we do want to mention that Body Armor is a sponsor of ours, and we thank you, Body Armor. Hydrating the athletes correctly, of course, and again, hashtag better sports drink. This is something that's been essential with vitamins, minerals, and coconut water and potassium. Those are some things that really help the student athlete, empowers them to at a good performance and to perform at a high level. So again, we thank you for Body Armor. But we are here with a student athlete in Vancouver, Washington, and this is Tobias Merriweather. He is a class of 2022. He is a wide receiver, though can be put in many different spots on the offense and the defense. But he also runs track, and he's with Union High School. Thank you very much for being on our show, Tobias.
Thank you for having me.
That was a pleasure. Well, Tobias, we talk a lot about family life and the sport. And in this sense, it's football and track, okay? But in this sense, with football, let's start with family first. And now, we like to ask the student athletes, how would they define family? For you, Tobias, how would you define family for you?
I think family are the people that I let into my life and just not only blood, but close friends.
Right, right. Important. That's important to have those ones with you, surrounding you, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, when we talk about family, it involves other people, right? It's not just you. You have a family, obviously parents,
Yeah.
A mother and father that look after you in certain ways. Can you kind of tell us what is it about your family? Let's take your dad. What kind of things does your dad do for you to provide, some a good foundation for you?
He provides a lot, starting with a nice house to live in, clothes and shoes on my feet and body. But also, he provides, like, he was in college. He went through high school playing sports, multiple sports. So he just provides a lot of wisdom and just someone I can talk to if day's not going the best or mess up in the game. Just more know that I always have someone to talk to.
Yeah, I mean the thing is he's been there, done that, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to have that person to talk to
Hmm.
when things aren't maybe there's good days and bad days. Things aren't going well. He can kind of provide some of that father leadership
Yeah.
in a way for you. Let's talk about your mom. What kind of things? Mom's different than dad.
Yeah.
They have different characteristics, different personalities about them. What is it about your mom that really helps you to be the person that you are and a good student athlete?
Mom's like the one that I go to about like kind of more personal things or something like I don't know, something that like dad's like sports and like always like talk about sports, but mom's something probably a little like a heavier subject or just like for a hug every once in a while. Everyone
Mm.
needs to feel like comforted or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's important. You got to have both sides. There's the emotional, physical, spiritual side of things within a family. That's important. Um, is there something that stands out to you that either one of them does for you?
Um, I don't know about stands out, but I think maybe my dad because he always is finding something new for like to help me get better, like a little thing that would just point out that I wouldn't know.
Yeah. And sometimes you find it that if it's something you don't know, you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's impressive. I didn't know that. Now that I know, something you can use in your
Hmm.
utility belt,
Yeah.
right? In a way, good tools to use. Well, we talk a little bit about the student athlete from his perspective. We see the family, and we get into as far as the student athlete portion of this. Now, you as a student athlete, you've been all 2 years now, going on 3 years at Union High School.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Uh, we talk a little bit about how the freshman and sophomore year went for you. Now, of course, when you talk about freshman year, it's right introductory, right? Introductory of where to go, the class, the cafeteria, where's the next class going to be at, kind of the layout of the school, right? You remember
Yeah.
that?
Hmm.
There are sometimes challenges within a student athlete that they face. So you can remember your freshman year going through the orientation process of it, kind of learning out the layout of the school. What was it like your sophomore year, though? Did that seem to be your sophomore just this last year or this year, excuse me, for you? What has it been for you to experience?
I feel like it's a better experience for me because last year I know like I don't know academically I didn't do as well as I wanted to, but
Mm,
so far I've been doing better with grades, and then sports is just like I'm used to it now, so it's kind of easy. It was kind of easier this year. Like still have to work hard and everything, but it just felt like it wasn't as big of a jump.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously as a freshman, you just there's so many things that are new. But going through now your sophomore year and having that experience underneath your belt, you kind of see, okay, I can get away with this and I can't get away with that.
Mm,
I can do this and I can't do that.
yeah,
Do you learn a little bit of that as well too,
yeah. I
of
think it's
time management?
like little tricks, little things that you can get better at or know what to do instead of last year when you would do it and it wouldn't turn out as well.
Right, right. What kind of challenges does a student face, though? Do you think that when it comes to being a sophomore, and what are some things that within the school you think are pretty hard for a sophomore?
I think a lot of them have like who take like a lot of AP classes or something. They have a lot of homework and just a lot of things to just focus on, like to keep track of. And if you're not very organized, you'll get behind, fall behind, and that's how you get bad grades.
Mm. You learn time management. We mentioned that earlier. You learn time management really
Yeah,
quickly, right? Um, Part of it is also staying eligible to be able to play. Is that the thing that union stresses as well in your sports?
I think that our coaches are would want us to be more than eligible because that's only a 2.0, and our coaches stress grades. Like if you don't have good grades, then stay off the field.
Wow. Okay. Now, let's see how Tobias is in a classroom. Let's take a look at you, how it is in a classroom. Now, for you, let's look at the student side. How's your class load? How do you look at your classes? Do you find some one class interesting than the other? I mean, is there one favorite class you have?
My favorite class is I think geometry.
Yeah,
It's my first period class.
something about angles, different.
No, my teacher is one of our coaches, and I
Oh,
have one
okay.
of my friends in that class, so it's just kind of fun.
Oh, nice. Okay. But you can still learn about those different things
Yeah,
in the
he
geometry,
does
right?
it kind of differently. He makes it fun for all of us, like
Oh,
get
I
us
see.
involved and not
There you
just
go.
sitting and writing all day.
Oh, no, it's good. It's important. Interactive,
Yeah,
right? What's your least favorite class though? Could you say
biology.
biology? A
Yeah,
tough one.
yeah. Our teacher she just stresses us a lot, I think, but I think she wants us just to get better and like pass our tests because she gives us a lot of work, but it's manageable at least.
What level? So is it more homework than it is tests, or is it the other way around?
We don't really get homework in that class. It's kind of one of those classes she like loads you in the class, and
Mm.
then if you don't get it done, then it's homework. But I usually always get it done.
Well, that segues right in really nicely to the student and teacher perspective and how they handle themselves. Let's just take the student. What kind of things do you think a student has to possess in order for a teacher to be successful?
Um, just a willingness to learn. Like if you don't want to learn, then it's not really helping anyone in the class, yourself or the teacher.
Mm. What, something more you think that's involved? Did you say?
Um, I don't know, maybe just showing up. That's the least you can do.
Where does Tobias sit in the classroom?
Um, most classes have assigned seats, but if I could choose, it'd be like the middle front.
Yeah, you feel that it's a little bit better. You can pay attention.
Yeah, I just like to get my work done, and that's what I'm at school for. So
Exactly. Now let's take a look at the teacher's perspective here. For a teacher, what kind of qualities does a teacher have to have in order for you to be successful as a student athlete, Tobias?
I think just like flexibility, because they understand that kids like have lives outside of school, like sports, friends, whatever,
Mm.
and they just have to understand that sometimes you won't get it on time, but at least it'll be finished, or maybe even if you do it on time, that it might not be your best work because of something that happened outside of that.
Right.
Just being able to talk to you just helps the best.
Is it important for a teacher to know that you're a student athlete? Does that kind of help a little bit?
I don't know if it helps. It depends on the teacher.
Yeah. Every teacher has its own way of thinking what they think of a student athlete,
Yeah.
right? In a sense. Um, when it comes to the academics part of it with your team, does your team, you were saying your coaches really stress high GPA, getting good grades and everything. Do you have like a flex time that you're able to get study time done? Of course you got home, you can do your studying at home, but does sometimes your team get together for study groups or things like that?
No, not our team, but our school has study groups before and after school, and some of the guys get together and go together to just like encourage
It's
each
kind of
other.
like look out for your brothers, right?
Yeah,
In a sense, for your teammates. Yeah. So that way they're eligible.
yeah.
That's important. That's important. What other student athlete challenges do you think there are within within a school or class? What kind of things do you kind of run into that you say that are kind of difficult?
Um, than like just school or outside
Like
too.
school, outside of school, kind of some things that going through your day-to-day stuff.
Outside of school, maybe like just like parties and stuff, just teenagers, and they just want to have fun. But sometimes it could be endangering our season or yourself.
And doggone it, the cell phone, right? Cell phone taking video,
Yeah,
right? I mean that, when I speak my age when I talk about
hmm
we didn't really have that.
yeah,
It was more so if it happened, you didn't know it happened, but you heard it by word of mouth. Well,
yeah.
now they got cell phones and people can kind of, capture you on video doing something that's inappropriate or whatever. Does Tobias look at ways that he tries to stay away from that so he doesn't get pulled into something like that?
I don't go to parties or anything. I don't like them. Like I've been to one, but I didn't like it, so I just left,
Right,
and that's really it.
right, yeah. With let's talk about the media aspect when we talk about you as a student athlete. How does Tobias Merriweather handle when it comes to media, social media? Because it's a lot of different platforms. You have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat is the newest one that I'm still trying to figure out how to use. But you have those platforms. How does Tobias use those? How do you play with that?
Snapchat's probably the one I use the most. Probably every teenage kid uses the most.
Hmm.
It's just kind of the easiest, and I don't know. I feel like it takes place of texting and stuff because it's just easier.
Hmm.
Take a picture, write a few words or something, and that's it. But Instagram, I'm not really on it that much, but I do post every once in a while,
Sure.
like full pictures or just anything really that I feel should share with everyone. And then
Right.
Twitter, that's just for football, honestly, and
Interesting.
getting handled with coaches, and mostly my dad actually is in charge of it.
Mm, okay. I mean, it's changed. I mean, Twitter was more of a social platform, especially. But when you talk about the student athlete, we know that college coaches are now contacting student athletes through
Yeah.
communication. So, do you think that a student athlete has to be careful when it comes to when they post and how they post and what they do?
Oh, definitely, because I know everyone will warn you about the colleges. They have like tech guys that will just go on your page and find whatever they need for the coaches, and if it doesn't like level out to something that type of kid that they would want to have at the program, then
Mm.
they're not going to look at you.
I can remember, think of one coach at Nebraska, Scott Frost. He talks
Hmm.
about how if you have anything with racial violence,
Yeah.
guns, anything like that, sorry, you're not coming to Nebraska. You're not
Hmm.
going to be a Cornhusker.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that that's permeating around the NCAA and a lot of the other different coaches, right?
Yeah.
For you, let's take a look at how you as a student and going in goals that you have set for your junior and senior year. That's a little way off, but it goes by fast.
Yeah.
You've heard you have players that you probably knew you played with and they're already graduated.
Yeah.
What are the goals that Tobias has for him being a student and your GPA?
Yeah.
What's your GPA at right now?
Last year it was a little over 3.4, and right now it's like 3.8.
So you see it at 3.8, 3.4, kind of keeping it above that 3.4. Obviously, looking at the 3.8. What are things that you're doing, you're putting in place so that way you can get that much better as a student?
I just think focusing because last year like I just thought it was easy at first because at the beginning of the semester you would see
Mm.
like my GPA was higher, and then I would like at the end finals everything I would just like start getting behind, and then it would just go down. But I think just make sure I stay on top of everything and just make sure I know what my grades are, looking at Skyward, looking at resources, talking to my teachers and asking them about what I can do to even help my grade even if it's already an A.
I mean, I talked to one student athlete, I think, real briefly about a word that I kind of thought of sacrifice.
Hmm.
Um, you have to sacrifice time
Yeah.
sometimes. I mean, there are things that you can get involved in, socially. Some student athletes, they're playing video games or things like that. So some things can become a somewhat of a time waster,
Hmm.
but you do need to have some downtime.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, how do you view your spare time? Do you think that sacrificing that time is very, very important and you have to think that way?
I feel like at school, if I have like homework or something, if I'm in a class I'm not doing as much in, I will try to like do it in the class so I don't have to do it at home because I know I can get carried away sometimes trying to do something else.
Thinking ahead, yeah.
But I really have homework because I just do it during school or at lunch because nothing better to do really.
Right. Yeah. What has Union provided for you? Well, look at the high school in general for Union High School. What have they been able to provide for you as a student athlete so far?
I think they did provide like just a family, not even like only the teammates or something, but teachers that you just see in the hallways, or um, I even know like the custodian that I see like
Oh,
walking
that's
down
cool.
every day. She'll make sure she'll say hi to me.
Oh, that's
Something
cool.
just like everyone just sees each other and just. I know it's a big school, but I know most of the faces, and you won't be able to walk from class to class without someone saying hi to you or something.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. A faculty seems to be the teachers and so
Yeah.
on and so forth, right? That's good. Is there a particular, let's talk about mentorship. Mentorship is huge because it provides that stability when there's times of stress and things become stressful. There's that mentor that steps up and is able to be there for that student athlete. Tell me who your mentors and why.
In high school last year, I had Lincoln. He always talked to
Lincoln
me.
Victor?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did football and track together, so he was always someone that I'd ask for advice. And then on the receiver standpoint, Doc as well, but he's kind of
mhm,
more quiet than Lincoln.
right. Lincoln's vocal.
Yeah.
He'll let you know,
hmm
right? And you found that that was very helpful for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else you could think of?
This year it's been like I don't know, kind of more mixed.
Yeah,
Like
because they're gone, right?
yeah,
Lincoln's gone.
hmm
Doc, is he still around?
he's gone.
He's gone.
He's at Nebraska.
Yeah, exactly. Darian Chase.
Yes,
Yes. So that was that a little hard? You didn't
that
really.
was kind of
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, I still see Lincoln sometimes when he like visits.
Sure.
I see him all the time, but I don't know. I feel like it was just like they're going and now the next leaders are trying to step up, and I feel like
Mm.
I was one of those guys on our team, along with a few others.
Now I remember that we did an interview with you. In fact, when you won the state title,
hmm
you were a freshman, and being an underclassman, and then those seniors getting that shot, winning that, I think undefeated
hmm
that year, last year, you win a state title. What did that feel for you? I mean, did that take a lot of work for you to kind of, be, even though you're underclassman, a freshman, but you're with the varsity.
hmm
How was that? How'd you handle that?
I feel like the leaders just did a good job making sure everyone was getting their work in, so that we were deep. I know like against Puyallup, Alec Jackson had 2 touchdowns after Doc got hurt, and I think that just goes to show how well like we're not only worried about the first guys, but everyone on the whole team.
Sure. And you got to see how those upperclassmen reacted to certain
Yeah.
situations, right? You were observant of that.
hmm
They meant a lot to you in that sense, right?
Yeah.
How they handled adversity. That's important. Well, let's talk about Union High School this year. This year, there were big expectations being returning state champs in the 4A division. Um, Tell me about what it started with you this year. What were your goals in going this year? You were a freshman, now playing as a sophomore. You're in varsity, you win a state title, you get a ring. What was it for you this year?
This year I feel like there's a lot of pressure on us, but I feel like we just kind of did a good job of not really listening to the hype a lot. But I feel like every team we had a target on our back against every team, and we did our best. But season didn't turn out how we wanted to, how we thought it would. A lot of injuries and stuff, but we still did a good job of coming out.
Was there something that you kind of noticed with yourself that maybe you changed up from your freshman year to your sophomore year? Were you doing anything different as a player?
I mean, during the off season, I did different things than my 8th grade year, but during the season, I know I was just trying to like stay more healthy, stretching and eating well, and then just I think this year it was like kind of more tough than last year because there's a bigger role on my shoulders and like more weight, but I think everyone did a good job of trying to like make sure no one felt too much pressure on themselves or just knowing that we all had each other's back.
Yeah, and then when the season doesn't go very well, there's still goals, right?
Yeah.
You got junior and senior year to get some goals checked off. But this was a time where you guys felt that, hey, we're right there for it. We can make a big title run,
hmm
right? Did you learn a lot about your coaches, that relationship with your coaches and you? You're a freshman now going to being a sophomore. Did that relationship change a little bit, or did it kind of stay the same? And did you learn more about yourself with your relationship with your coaches?
I feel like the relationship was kind of the same. Like um, I don't know, the coaches, they all do a good job of making sure they know everyone, but
Mm,
I feel like they expected more of me this year, obviously,
mm.
because I was a starter this year, getting most majority of reps always.
But Tobias, you're tall too. That doesn't hurt. You're
Yeah.
tall,
hmm
but you have some athletic ability,
hmm
definitely.
Yeah, and I just feel like they just they just asked a lot more of me this year, and I feel like I gave 100% every single play, so that's all I can ask for.
What could you say about your head coach? Is he just a guy that can just get you started, get you motivated? Is he kind of that kind of a coach?
Yeah, I feel like he always has those good speeches in the locker room before the game, but I never feel like I was one of those guys that needed a spark. Like I always had one in me. Know how to
Wow.
flip
So
a
you
speech.
would, so you're kind of, did Tobias have to take, because as a freshman, you kind of don't want to be that person that's
Yeah.
too vocal
Hmm.
because you got the senior leadership there, the upperclassmen are there. They're kind of saying, "Hey, freshman," But did you feel that you had to kind of do more of that your sophomore year? Did you feel that was your role to be more vocal?
Yeah, I feel like my freshman year was just there. Like I could just take everything in and see what great leaders do, and then sophomore year just
Mm.
becoming more of that role, and then obviously next year and senior year being one of the top leaders on the team.
Oh, okay. In your development in football, obviously, now how long you been playing football now?
I've been playing since I think second grade, but I was playing flag before that.
Wow. And what do you run in track?
Track, I run sprints, 100, 200, 400
Well,
next
we've
year.
seen you. Well,
Mhm.
outside the games, we've seen you run. You have some speed, and those long legs can cover a lot of territory, a lot
Yeah.
of track.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, to be developed as a football player, a lot of student athletes choose to do 7-on-7. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what was your first experience with 7-on-7?
My first seven experience was with John Charles Air One, and I think eighth grade. I was playing quarterback at the time, but I also played receiver
Okay.
and then DB as well.
Learned a lot about yourself,
Yeah,
obviously, continuing on. And you did things with Pro Baller 7-on-7 as well.
last year,
Yeah,
yes.
last year, very successful year.
Hmm.
I think there were 3 tournaments that were won.
Yeah.
You did it. There was a splash moment
Hmm.
where people were like, "Who's Pro Baller seven
Yeah.
on seven?" And you guys made your presence felt
Hmm.
in a lot of ways. But this year, you're involved with now Tracy Ford Sports Performance
Yeah.
7-on-7. Tell me what the move for FSP was from going to Pro Baller now to FSP. Now you've seen FSP's body of
Yeah.
work and you know what to expect to some extent. But why the change?
I think they just kind of provide a more like bigger tournaments or more exposure,
Okay.
which is really the big thing. I feel like in high school sports, just getting yourself out there,
Mm-hmm.
and then so the college coaches can see you, other players can see you, because on the phone, like everything travels fast. If coaches see you, they see a big play, something, they're gonna go
Mm-hmm.
look you up, or
Sure.
players even.
Sure. Did you get a chance to meet those coaches over there? Kind of meet
Oh
Tracy and
yeah,
some of
I've
those
met
coaches
the
over there?
coaches.
You met those
They've
coaches
been
over
to
there.
a few games as well.
Oh, nice, nice. What is it about, Tracy Ford and what he does with the student athletes, with all the coaches? You got Frank Ryan and Cleary, and you got all the other coaches over
Mm,
there. They get some of the pro athletes coming in there, helping and working. Some of those former players that were high school
yeah,
players end up coming back, and Buda Baker, just to name one. There's a plethora of some that are coming back. But what does that do for you and your confidence level as a student athlete? Does that really help?
I feel like it just boosted because like they're all about getting you out on social media and just like they make you look so good and like everything. They just have like a organization that's really helped the student athlete out, and just everything is just like I've never seen anything like it. Like they're only like organization like that I've seen. Like they have volleyball, basketball,
Mm-hmm. Baseball,
baseball, track
right?
coaches. Like I went there and there was people in the hurdles. I was like, okay.
Right? Different. Um, and for you, there's an academic piece to that as well
Mhm.
that Tracy looks after.
Yeah.
Was that an important piece to you as well as how he looked at
I feel
academics?
like um, it's more important for the guys that are up there, but I feel like I don't really need that much help with my academics. Like I wouldn't need like a study group because I know that I'm organized enough to do it by myself.
Nice, nice. You have that self confidence
Hmm.
and the determination,
Yeah.
which is huge, which is really huge. Well, I tell you, being a going into your junior year, that's going to be something special, especially with track and football coming up.
Hmm.
Um, Tell me with you for you, are there some things that you feel that you can be better at in a sense of your strengths and weaknesses? A lot of times players don't want to talk about their strengths or weaknesses, but is there one weak thing that you've kind of worked on that you're getting better at that you've
I
been
feel
improving?
like during my sophomore season, I was like a progression because I didn't come from. I played DB mostly last year, so it was like being a receiver and getting those reps, and then it was like a progression just uphill. But I feel like there are definitely things that I can work on, like staying lower or being more explosive on my breaks, and just having like even better routes than I did last year.
Yeah, no, that's important. And then also to you as a person off the field, are there things that you do try to do at least to get involved in the community a little bit? Do you try to do a little bit of that with your school?
I know for our school we have to have a certain amount of hours of like service to graduate,
Oh, okay.
but also our football team will go out and like do certain things in the community
Nice.
to help out to give back to people who come watch our games and
Oh,
everything.
that's awesome. Oh, that's great. Well, I tell you, you're joining us. This is Tobias Merriweather. He is a class of 2022 wide receiver. Again, can be put in many spots. Obviously, there have been colleges that looked at you, as a student athlete, and have felt that, they see your improvement, they see what you've been doing. It stands out.
Hmm.
It stands out. But we appreciate you having you on our show on
Thank you for
Outside the
having me.
Games. But we're not done because we have this thing called the Quick Blitz, and we get to
Okay.
know you on a personal level. So we'll start out with this one, Tobias. Here we go. Okay, it gets to be fun. Favorite food?
Tacos, Mexican.
Tacos, man. Do you have soft shell or hard shell?
Soft.
Soft
I
shell.
like the street tacos best.
Straight tacos. What's your favorite thing in a taco?
I like the hot sauce, kind of like the spice.
Okay, there you go. Favorite dessert?
Snickerdoodle cookie.
Do you like them warm? Like
I like them hard.
you like them
I
hard?
don't like. I like when they get out of the oven. I would rather them like
Let's sit.
be cold.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. But gotta have the cinnamon and sugar on
Mhm.
there, right? Really
Yeah.
good. Yeah. You have it with milk?
No, I
No,
have
you
ice
just like.
cream or something.
Oh, there you go.
Milk? No, I don't like it that much.
Okay, no, it's all right. Favorite musical artist that you're listening to right now? Tobias Merriweather. What's in Tobias Merriweather's
Favorite artist is
track list or something?
probably Lil TJ.
Okay,
Lil TJ.
right on. All right. Favorite shoe you like to wear?
I guess Vans. I'm kind of simple.
Like Vans?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, it's a comfortable shoe,
Yeah.
right? Favorite cleat to wear?
Definitely Adidas, but I'm not really a fan of the 8.0s, so I still have the 7.0s.
Oh wow. Okay. Three stripe?
Yeah.
You three stripe guy. Okay. Got you.
Tracy won't let us do anything else.
That's right. In fact, I think Tracy said to us, "We need to get you some Adidas, man." So yeah, I've heard that from him. Favorite destination spot that you would love to travel if you could, anywhere in the world?
Fiji or something.
Ooh.
I guess they have good water.
Okay, yeah. Is Tobias Merriweather swimming? Do I know he's in the water?
Not with sharks, but
No, of course
yeah,
not.
I'll stay shallow.
Okay, there you go. You wade in
Yeah.
the water. Wade in the water. Apple or Android, and why?
I don't know. I have Apple because I guess it just takes better pictures or something. I don't know.
Is it? I mean,
It's
have you
easier,
ever
I
had an
feel
Android
like.
phone?
I had Android when I was younger, but
You're like
I
I
don't
say,
know.
I'll go with Apple.
I upgraded, I guess.
There you go. Okay, all right. Last movie you just saw in the movie theater? Come on, Tobias.
I honestly don't know. Wait. Yeah, I don't know.
When was the last time you were at a movie theater? Because we get
Like,
that too. Student athlete goes, I don't have time to watch movies.
I feel like it was like a month ago, but I just don't remember the movie.
Okay, good movie though. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. I know it'll come back to you.
I just don't know. I really can't tell you.
Okay. Tell me this. For you, what was the last thing your mom told you?
I love you, probably.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's powerful. What about the last thing your dad told
Wake up.
you? Okay, that's great. He wants you to get up, right? Is Tobias Merriweather a headphones guy, or is he more of an AirPods
I have
guy?
the Beat Pros, the solo ones, like the
Oh,
wireless
okay.
ones.
You like those better?
Yeah.
Okay. They stay on your head.
Yeah, they have better sound quality as well.
Oh, there you go. All right. What's in the Beats though? Beats Pro. What's in there that you're playing?
What's in them? Lil TJ, probably. I don't
Little
know.
TJ. Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe some jazz or something. Just like, I don't like always music.
Yeah. Does Tobias like to listen to music while he studies, or does homework? No.
Nah, it distracts me. I'll start singing.
Okay. You start. Wow. There you go. Tell me this: are you a shorts guy or a pants guy?
In the summer, definitely shorts, but in the winter, it's too cold. I can't.
You don't handle the cold well.
No.
I mean, you can handle cold, but I mean,
I wear layers.
you will layers. I'm not getting the cold, nor am I getting frostbitten, right? For you, now let's take a look and get serious on a couple things. Now, if you were running late somewhere and you had to tell somebody that, hey, I'm running late,
Mhm.
would you call them or text them, and why?
I think it depends on the situation.
Mm.
Like, I don't know. If it was like a more formal thing, I'd call them. But if it's like a meeting that they're already in, text them, because if you call them, that's like distracting them.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. If there was one thing in the world you could change, Tobias, and could have an effect or influence on, one thing in the world, think about that you could make a difference in, what would that one thing be that you see?
Maybe like hunger or something, because I feel bad for all the people, the kids that don't have a good meal to eat every day.
That's important. That's important. So it goes right in there too, a little bit of community,
Yeah.
so providing meals, maybe doing some of that. For you, if you saw somebody struggling, because you remember as a freshman and sophomore year, maybe you had your moments. I had to ask a question to somebody. Wait, well, how do I get here? If you saw somebody that you were observant enough to notice that they were having a problem, how would you handle that situation?
I feel like the best way to handle it is just to ask them what the problem is, because that's the first step, and then trying to figure out who's the best way or who's the best person to help them, because it might not always be you, but you might know someone that can.
Let's go fun now. Favorite car to drive if you could choose any car you want, or SUV?
Favorite car, something fast.
Fast.
Fastest Bugatti or something, I don't know.
Okay, and the color?
Color? Hot pink.
Really?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Must have been seen. Are you taking some of your teammates with you in that car?
Maybe one.
Right, of course. Well, I tell you, it's been a pleasure to have Tobias Merriweather on our show on Outside the Games. Of course, hashtag Student Athlete Strong. That's something we believe in, of course, with a student athlete player in person, as you heard tonight with Tobias and how he is as a student athlete, how he handles school, his personal life, and then also to being a football player and track athlete. There's a lot on his plate, and I tell you, he's perfecting his craft, working at it. So we appreciate having you on our show again, Tobias. Thank you so much for making the time with us.
No problem.
Pleasure to get to know you more, and we look forward to big things from you as a student athlete on the field and off the field. Well, we thank you all for watching. Again, Tobias Merriweather, class of 2022, wide receiver for Union High School in Vancouver, Washington. I'm Kevin Minton, your host. We thank you for watching. Have a good one.